Grace Scrivens showed a maturity well beyond her 18 years by having the night of her life right up to the very last ball of a match, which saw Western Storm steal a win by 1 wicket in an extraordinary Charlotte Edwards Cup match under the lights in Chelmsford. Put in after losing the toss, Sunrisers made a blistering start. Scrivens had a lengthy knock in Saturday's loss, yet failed to find a boundary, but now she made up for that. She faced up to start the second over of this contest and promptly sent the ball to the rope 4 deliveries in a row. The over went for 20 runs and the opener had 20 runs to her name from her opening 8 deliveries. A message had been sent out to the opposition right from the off. The bowler, Lauren Filer, was of course taken off and replaced by Sophia Smale, but she fared little better. This time it was Cordelia Griffith who put back to ball, and how? Once again 4 fours were struck in 4 successive deliveries. Only 4 overs of this match had been bowled, and already Sunrisers had scorched their way to a score of 48 without loss, both batters nicely settled in the 20s. 50 runs were on the board after only 16 minutes, only for the opening partnership to be ended in the cruelest of ways, Griffith slipping as she set off for a single and run out because of it. She departed for 26. But the clean hitting was continued by Naomi Datani, who swept her 4th delivery over the rope, the Sunrisers reaching a total of 61 for 1 at the end of the power play. The squeeze was then put on by Storm, although Scrivens did break the shackles with his perfectly timed shot for 4. 2 balls later, Datani top-edged to pull, the ball landing in the hands of Smale, the batter on away for 13. That brought in Maddie Villiers, who flicked her first delivery right out of the middle. Sunrisers able to reach the halfway stage of their innings on 85 for 2. Villiers was next out for 11, trapped in front by Heather Knight just before the 100 was secured at the start of the 13th over. The 16th over added 14 runs to the score, Joanne Gardner releasing the shackles once more. She ended over number 17 with a massive hit off Danielle Gibson, 3 to go with 140 runs on the board. Alas, Scrivens' excellent innings was ended at the start of the next over as she was smartly stumped after contributing 56 runs of 42 balls, an innings containing 6 fours. In came Kelly Castle, who was soon into her work with some trickery to take Sunrisers to 150 and 2 overs remaining to add as many as they could to that. In the end, they had to settle for just 10 more. Castle out to the last delivery of the innings, her side ending on 160 for 5. The captain making 14 and Gardner a well-judged unbeaten 28. But Storm were soon in trouble. Datani soon had Georgia Hennessy strangled down the leg side and out for a couple. And that was backed up by Scrivens, who continued her excellent evening by striking with her second delivery, Sophie Luff picking out Castle in the deep. Things then got even better for the hosts, Scarlett Hughes showing her skills behind the stumps to send Fran Wilson packing. Storm left on 29 for 3 and then 37 for 3 by the end of the power play. It was all going to plan, but with Knight still at the crease and now being well supported by Gibson, the game was back in the balance at the halfway stage of Storm's reply. The total up to 70 for 3, 91 more needed for the final 10 overs. So Captain Castle called upon Scrivens again, and once more she produced just what was needed. She had Gibson held by Villiers at deep mid-wicket with her first ball. And then with her third, she foxed Knight, who was bowled for 27. A case of the Castle outdoing the Knight, with Scrivens having figures of 3 for 5 from 2 overs to add to her 50 earlier. However, Natasha Wraith and Katie George had yet to give up the game and both went big in the next over. The total up to 87 for 5 from 12, 74 more needed from 8 overs. Storm got to 3 figures in the 14th, and both Rate and George appeared to think that the tough task was within their reach. It required Rate down to 9 with 6 overs left. The partnership was threatening to ruin all the hard work that had taken place before it. The target now reduced to 44 from 30 balls. George kept believing for the visitors, but when she was the third to be stumped by Hughes, who was also so impressive behind the wicket, the match was about done. Next ball, Gardner took a return catch to remove Holland. Storm were left reeling on 139 for 8, with 12 balls to go. From those, they needed 22 runs. Gardner and Hughes then combined in the field to run out Filer. Hughes had now had a hand in 5 of the 9 dismissals. Rightly, Scrivens, who'd done everything right all night, was asked to bowl the final over with 15 runs to defend. The first delivery was powered over the rope by Alex Griffiths, who was then asked to find 3 more runs from the last ball to turn this game on its head. A low full toss was a good idea. The visitors needed to return for a second to tie, but as the panic and adrenaline rose, the throw from mid-on evaded everybody and ran away for 4 overthrows. It was an extraordinary denouement, and one that Scrivens in particular did not deserve. She ended with figures of 4 for 33 and must have been distraught. 17 were needed when the last pair came together with 9 balls remaining, yet Sunrisers lost by 1 wicket to the very last delivery. They should be proud of their efforts here and take the positives into their next match in Birmingham against Central Sparks at the weekend.